During your Agile project's retrospective meeting, one team member consistently talk over others, limiting their opportunities to contribute. As the project manager, how can you ensure a more equitable and productive discussion? Okay, so something around meeting facilitation. The context is retrospective because someone is hijacking the meeting a little bit more than the others, and few people are silent. So, what should I do as a project manager? Overall, I'm looking for an option which helps me in creating some order in the meeting so that people can contribute and we can make an effective brainstorming to find out how do we improve further because it's a retrospective meeting. So that kind of answer will be suitable for my PMP exam. Let's see option A. Implement a rotating facilitator role to manage the discussion and enforce speaking turns. There is a possibility. You can say that we may have different people playing the role of facilitation, and we may have a speaking time allocated, and we ensure that people speak in that much time only. Yeah, that's a possible tool which we can use. Yeah. Option B. So A is a candidate option. Yeah, we'll see move forward. Option B, establish ground rules that include equal speaking time for all team members to promote balanced participation. Looks good. Yeah. Even if the A using the rotating facilitator can also be agreed in the ground rules, but even with a rotating facilitator or without a rotating facilitator, I probably need a ground rules. Yeah, that seems to be there. So I need to come up with a ground rule. I need to propose an agenda, take an approval on the agenda, and ensure that I enforce the ground rule throughout the meeting. So option B is far better because it is directly addressing the concern without getting into a particular solution like I will use rotating facilitator. I may not use rotating facilitator, I may use something else, but depending upon what we agree in our ground rules. So option B is better than A. Let's see option C. Cancel retrospective meetings and opt for a written feedback to avoid verbal monopolization. Possible in a way you can say, why don't you anonymously share your feedback so that you don't get distracted by others. Delphi technique, you can use it. But the retrospective is not designed in that particular manner. So agile way of working usually promotes collaboration, individual and interaction, brainstorming. Now, if it's a predictive life cycle situation, I probably even think about that I can conduct a lesson learned by collecting input from people isolatedly. But in the agile way of working, even if I want to do that, a silent thinking, I want to do inside the meeting rather than I say, why don't you send an email or why don't you share your feedback differently? Because we want team to take care of it. I am not the one who is going to solve all problem. Yeah, so I want people to discuss it. Yeah, so that's why this is not a good idea in the agile way of working. A possible idea, but not a good idea. So B is still a good idea. Option D, assign a dedicated note taker to summarize points, indirectly discouraging prolonged speaking by any individual. Possible, but it may not address the issue directly. It could be a thing like A, but we will discuss about our ground rules and figure it out. Who will take a note? How do we run it? What kind of speaking limit we want to put? And what kind of rotating facilitator role we want to put in. So it all depends on what we agree on our ground rules. So if you are looking at this question from a PMP exam perspective, I suggest we go with option B. Now we talk about exam content outline area. So this is something like people domain, task 12, define teams ground rules. Though it is focusing on the team facilitation as well, it is indirectly helping us in building agile team as well. The topic is overall meeting facilitation. Yeah, that's what we are addressing. It is talking about ground rules, and it is also creating a self-organizing team rather than I take on ownership of making things happen in this particular situation. So it's also exploring the idea related to developing a team.